Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Wait and See with Celeste Lynch. I'm Celeste Lynch, and let's get started. So before starting with today's topic of this episode, I really wanted to thank everyone who's been listening over the past week. So I started the podcast last week. We dropped our first episode, and I've gotten so much positive feedback from everyone, a lot of friends and family who have shared it with their friends and listened to it, and a lot of you guys already want to be on the show, which is really flattering. So I'm so excited, and I can't wait to continue with this project. So let's get started. So as I'm recording this, it's May 7th, and we are still under lockdown. That's something I want to constantly talk about, but it definitely is just something going on in my life and your life, and I think we can all relate. So this lockdown has definitely brought some interesting changes in my life and my own behaviors. So if you know me, let's say if you know me pretty well, you know that my room is very messy, and I am a pretty messy person. I'm a messy eater. I don't like cleaning at all, but quarantine has really changed me, and I'll explain more. So basically, I'm in my room all the time. So before quarantine, I was never in my room. I just really came in here to sleep and chill before bed, but now I'm in here all the time. So my room is now my bedroom, where I sleep and chill, but it's also my school where I do my schoolwork, my gym where I work out, and my recording studio for this podcast. So I'm definitely a lot more into cleaning. So before recording this, I was actually cleaning my desk. I was dusting, vacuuming, the whole 9 yards, y'all, cleaning my mirrors. And that is very unlikely to have the motivation to clean, at least for me. So now I'm super into it. I wish I had the motivation to clean my closet, but I don't. So yeah, about that, I also have a really interesting motivation to work out. So I've always been a really active person. So when I was super little, I played soccer, and I was always running around. And then I played soccer for one season, and honestly, I was kind of good. Not to toot my own horn, but I was a little defender. My team was undefeated. Honestly, kind of wish I had stuck with it, but I didn't. And then I did this program called Girls on the Run, which is basically a long distance running program for girls in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And I did it in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And basically, you run, but there's also a curriculum to go along with it that's about different life skills. So bullying, body image, dealing with other people, conflict resolution, nutrition, fitness, all of that. And that was so fun, and it was really it had an impact in my life. I don't think I really noticed till now that I'm older, but I find myself using strategies I learned in the 3rd grade to deal with people. So it was super helpful. I definitely recommend I don't know, my audience isn't really of that age, but if you know someone who has that program by them and they don't know what kind of sports to do, encourage them to do that because it is so fun, so helpful. So then in 5th and 6th grade, I want to say, I did karate, and that was pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I was pretty good. I got up to a green belt, and I would have definitely stuck with it, even now, if I was still living in Virginia, but I'm not, and I didn't get back into karate when I moved, and I'm not as interested, but I feel like I would have been. I was cool. I have some trophies. I broke boards. I have the boards still have my gi and everything, and that was so fun. Kind of miss it, honestly. Who knows? Maybe in the future I'll take karate again. And then in middle school, 7th and 8th grade, I did track and field. So I was here in Rhode Island, and I did the 100-meter dash. And I was not good. I think I got last place in all of my races except for 2. And I mean, it was still fun. And I did some throwing events. I did javelin, I did shot put. I could not throw the discus for my life. It was too big for my hands or something. I couldn't grasp it the correct way, so I did not do that. But I had so much fun doing track and field, and I made a lot of friends. And I'm always wearing my track and field jackets from middle school, even though I have not done track since the 8th grade. And that was something I really, really enjoyed. So anyway, fast forward to now in high school, I play tennis. So my season is in the fall, so the beginning of the school year. And I haven't played an actual game since like October, but I still practice, especially right now in lockdown when it's like nice out. Sometimes I just go out and like do some hitting and stuff. The only problem is I live in an apartment building, so basically like I'm I'm like using this back door to do my hitting drills, and I hit someone's window. And that person was not happy, and you know what? They were in their right, and it kind of freaked me out. So I haven't done that in a while, but I definitely should. And there's some stuff I can do here inside, so and maybe there's some exercises I can do without hitting people's windows. We'll have to see about that. But my latest exercise thing is at-home workouts. So I started doing some at-home workouts sort of in like November, December, and then like towards the end of December and January, I really just like fell off, wasn't doing it. February, I tried again, and then I got busy with variety show. I wasn't really working out, and then when quarantine started, I went like crazy. I mean, not crazy, like unhealthily crazy, but I definitely started getting a lot more intense and more dedicated to my workout routine. So I've been working out like 4 to 6 days a week for like 2 months now. And let me just tell you, like, I don't know if the results are that significant, but I feel so much better. So I do some arm workouts sometimes, I do ab workouts, legs and glutes, if you know what I mean. And yeah, it's been super fun. I've been doing like Chloe Ting's workout for the past week, and it has been super fun. It's pretty intense. Like that girl, she can kill you. So her ab workouts definitely recommend. Honestly, all of her workouts because I've tried out like some of the ones that aren't ab workouts, and they're intense. Like you don't even feel it at first. Like oh, this is so easy, right? And then you're like 5 minutes in, you're like oh my gosh, like oh, if you think you're in shape. But honestly, if you're having difficulty, like just keep going because as you get stronger and more accustomed to moving your body, it gets so much easier. And I've actually taken back running. So not 5Ks like I did in the 3rd grade, but definitely I've been doing more I've just been running miles, so like usually after my workout or before my workout, I'll run a mile. I don't know which is better. If you know, like please let me know what's better to run before a workout or after a workout. Either way, I feel so much more energized and like productive after running. So I run a mile around my neighborhood, and that's really fun because I get to get out. And sometimes I see my neighbors, which is cool, I guess, unless like they're from my school and then they try to like approach me and make small talk. And I don't like small talk. That's besides the point. Definitely working out is something I recommend, especially if you're bored in quarantine. Like, why not get that summer bod? I mean, every bod is a summer bod. Like, I'm not trying to impose, unreasonable beauty standards on y'all, but hey, like, if you want to fix some things about yourself or just be in better shape or just feel more productive or kill some time in a healthy way, like, work out. And there's so many videos online and so many resources, especially now. I know a lot of companies are putting out, like, at-home workouts for different parts of your body. And if you have, like, old workout equipment at home, find it, get it out of your basement, get it out of your garage. I know I found some dumbbells in my house. They're like 5 pounds. I've been using those a lot. And like, even if they're not that heavy, if you do like a lot of repetitions, it can work. And it's better than nothing. Like, if you're not working out at all, take it slow and start. Yoga. I haven't done yoga in a minute, but it has been, when I did do it for a while, it was so fun and really relaxing. But I felt so much like more level-headed after. I think it's just like really putting your mind into the positions instead of like other things, like whatever is really you're thinking about a lot, and it helps like sort of ground yourself, get in touch with what you're thinking, what you're feeling, your body, and then you can stop. You've like had the time to breathe, and you can start again. And I definitely feel a lot more productive. It's been hard to be productive in quarantine in the ways that I want to be because I'm so interested in like this podcast, working out, like different sort of things I'm interested in. I've been watching a lot of interviews, listening to a lot of podcasts. So actually today I watched Andrew Yang's live stream with Pete Buttigieg, And not to get like political, but Andrew Yang is a personal favorite candidate. Let's just say that. And he is super smart, and so is Pete Buttigieg. And so listening to them talk and just like having a casual conversation was so cool. Andrew Yang actually has a podcast that I've been meaning to listen to. He's a G. He's super smart. If you don't know who he is, like literally go look him up. Not like because of the political stuff. I mean, if you want, but he's really an interesting person, and I think his ideas are very like forward thinking. Despite like political parties. And yeah, just listening to podcasts, reading books. I've been super into this book I'm reading called Leaders Eat Last, and it's by Simon Sinek, and it's about a lot of different things. So it's basically about empathy and how teams like work together, and also the biological aspects, so how our brain responds to different sort of things and why we are the way we are, why companies work the way they do, and the problems that are in our current sort of economic and business structure right now. Definitely a great read. I recommend, and not just business, because I'm not like a business person. Not really anyway. So that's not something I'm interested in is business, but I think it can just help with all aspects of relationships, and working together with other people, because in any job you have to work together with other people, or at least like communicate with others. So that is very helpful and very interesting. I've been just like zooming through it. I should probably read it today, because my English class is having a independent reading project, so we have to read a book of our choice, and that is the book I chose. But yeah, I don't have the motivation to do school because I have so many other projects I'm interested in, and school just feels so optional, which is bad. School is not optional. It really is not. It's like the assignments, when they assign them, they're not due that day, which is a problem, because then I just put it off and put it off and put it off till the day of, and then sometimes I don't even get it the day it's due, and that is a problem. But hey, like it gets done eventually. My grades are good, and it's okay. Everything is fine. Nervous laughter. Everything is okay. And yeah, and also the work just isn't interesting. Like, at least in school, the teachers are teaching for the most part, and you can kind of like follow along, and you're goofing off with your friends. But in online school, it's just you, and having to figure stuff out yourself. And like tests in online school are the worst. I feel like they're making them harder so that we don't cheat, but they're not explaining it well. So I have an even harder test with less explanation. It's a problem. I don't want to like complain this whole time. That's not what people want to listen to. But yeah, online school is not the wave. I don't know what they're gonna do for online finals. That is honestly something that really scares me, and I really hope that they exempt us from our final, or that we have to just like write an essay, something like that. Because having to recall information like is not what I want to do. We're in a global crisis. This is not the time to be testing my knowledge of the Aristotelian appeals or anything like that, or ionization energy, which I still don't understand. That's a problem taking AP Chem next year. That's beyond the point. The point of this episode was to talk about things that have changed me, like during quarantine. Another thing is I'm like using my phone way more than I used to. I think that's everyone. So I've never been someone who's been like super addicted to their phone. If I'm doing something, if I'm occupied, then I don't really feel the need to go on my phone. But the problem is I don't feel occupied, or I'm procrastinating a lot on my work, and it's a problem. I tried putting like app timers on my phone, and it just didn't work. Like I just took them off. Like Instagram, I had like a 1 hour app timer, and I used it all up in one morning, and then I was like, what? So that didn't work. Snapchat, I don't really use Snapchat that much, but I talk to a lot of people on there just because I have an Android, so it's just easier, like Android to iPhone, to be able to like communicate and stuff and send pictures, and it's just easier. but now I'm just on it more because I'm so bored and I want to check if people have like sent me messages, even though I get a notification, so that's absolutely obnoxious. And yeah. Oh, and there's no shame in having an Android. If you are the type of person who like makes fun of people for having an Android, you are not cool. I do not endorse that, okay? They are fine phones. They work just fine. And yeah, it's not your place to make fun of people for the type of phone they have, okay? That is my little tangent about that. I also find myself just like thinking a lot more. Just like I'll just be in the middle of a task that I don't want to do and I'll just sit and think about some like random topic like I don't know, aliens, and you can just find me at my desk like sitting staring off into space, or I have a mirror on my desk like looking right into the mirror. That's actually what I'm doing right now because I feel like awkward just like looking into blank space and talking, so I guess it looks like I'm talking to my evil twin or my good twin or my reflection. Definitely it has been a wild ride. I found myself snacking a lot more. I think that's everyone. We get groceries delivered, and a lot of the times the groceries get delivered like in parts, which is a problem. It's not a problem, it's a good thing, you know, it's a blessing, but the bad thing is I'm constantly getting new snacks. So like one day there'll be like cookies, and the next day there'll be more cookies, and the next day there'll be like chips. And at this point, my brain is like used to knowing there's gonna be new things pretty much every day. So I don't ration them. No, I eat like the whole box of cookies. The other day I ate a whole box of cookies during my French class. So I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a French Zoom that I was 10 minutes late to. And I like turned off the mic and the camera, and I just took the computer, went into my kitchen, and got cookies. And then I got called on, and you know, I kind of like BS'd an answer, which was great, but I was definitely not good. The amount of times I've done that in my French class is not okay. Literally, like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we had this reading assignment and I didn't do the reading and don't tell my French teacher. And she called on me and I just like didn't know, and I knew that she was calling out at random. So like 5 seconds before I opened up the document that I was supposed to read, and you know, she asked me something and I just kind of made up an answer and it worked miraculously. Yeah. My another interesting thing is my school is doing like class elections and for next year. And, you know, we're not in school, so we can't have our speeches. And I'm actually running for junior class representative. So if this goes up in time, vote for me. Anyway, so I'm running for that. Freshman year, I was our class corresponding secretary. So I was in charge of like, you know, putting out mail and like announcements and stuff. And then I ran for president sophomore year and I lost, which is fine. Honestly, the girl that is president, she is great. If she's listening to this, like, you are amazing. You are smart. You are beautiful. You are like, you deserve to have that spot. And so I didn't do it this year, and then now I'm running for junior class rep. So hopefully I win because I really like student government, and it's not just because like I want to think I'm popular or something like that. It's because I really find it fun to do like Spirit Week and all of the different fundraisers that my class does and making the events. I know our freshman dance was pretty fun to plan, and we did some different fundraisers that were really cool. And Spirit Week, I had so much fun my first Spirit Week. And then this year's Spirit Week was like, all right. I mean, it was still fun. Spirit Week can never be boring. So I hope it's not just because I already did it and it wasn't like I didn't have the novelty of it. I hope that it was just like a fluke and next year's Spirit Week is really great. I have a feeling that next year, if we're in school, it's gonna be like so fun because we all like have missed each other and we all just want to like make the most out of everything because we don't know now. I think that's the one good thing about like this whole situation is everyone is sort of like we all kind of want to live our lives to the fullest now because, you know, no one expected for a killer virus to come and like terrorize the world. That's kind of dramatic, but for real, like I think we all had plans and then we realized like we could have just had fun before. I definitely feel like a little guilty of that because I was so busy right before the time of Corona, and then I was like, oh yeah, like after this event, I'm gonna have so much fun, and then that event was canceled, and I did not have that fun. It's okay though. We're not living in the past. It's very I've gotten used to being inside. Like I don't know, I don't feel like the antsiness I used to feel. I think a lot of people still feel really antsy and that's okay. My tips for that, I actually wrote that down. Honestly just like immerse yourself in projects that you really like. Watch YouTube, rewatch a series that you really like. I've been rewatching Parks and Rec. That is my favorite show. It is so fun and the characters, they're so like the difference between the characters in season 1 and season 7, like they're the same characters but they've changed so much, and just watching the whole like storyline develop, you get really attached. I know I get attached to fictional characters sometimes. That's not even to be like quirky and relatable, it's just true. They're great. It's a great show. Exercise, work out, start a podcast. I know I wouldn't have started this podcast if it wasn't for quarantine. I was just bored and I had been wanting to make a podcast for a while and I had so many thoughts. And I was like, what would be the best way to do this? Let's just have a podcast. Plus, my dad for his job has to make videos, so he already had a mic. So I kind of snatched the mic and connected it to my computer, and that's what we're doing now. I hope this project goes like beyond quarantine. I think it would be so cool to have like a record of my thoughts. Because if I do this for like a year, the amount of change that you can undergo in 1 year, I know like at the beginning of sophomore year and now, so different. At least to me, beginning of sophomore year, like I was pretty quiet, pretty shy. I still am pretty quiet. I didn't work out. I had some different friends than I do now. And then now I'm a lot more outgoing. I have some new friends, still have my old friends. And honestly, like I'm living it up. Not in quarantine, but in general. I have so much I feel like quarantine is actually giving me so much more content, because before I would have literally only talked about school, and now there's like so many other things I'm focusing on, and that's really exciting. Let's see what else has been going on in the world. The killer hornets, those like murder hornets, what is that? I've been seeing like memes about it, and I've like talked about it with some of my friends, and it's just weird. Like there's these giant hornets. They're literally the size of birds, guys. Like I'm not even kidding. And they're scary. They're scary. And I don't like I just if I see one of those and I'm outside, I'm never going back out again. Like that's just I'm more scared of these killer hornets than coronavirus, and I think everyone should be, because you can like see them. They can chase you down. I don't want to get bitten by one. I don't want to see one. I don't want to be near one. I'm already scared of normal hornets as it is. So giant murder hornets? No, absolutely not. Yeah, no. And I've been seeing like memes about how they like kill bees, which is really sad. And my grandmother, she sends me memes. She's the best. I love my grandmother, and she sends me memes a lot, especially during quarantine. Mostly because I used to send her a lot of memes, so now we send each other memes, and it's a great dynamic. If you don't send your grandma memes, literally start doing it, because grandmas are the funniest people on earth, at least in my life. And she sent me one that was like these different bees like stocking up because of the murder hornets. So like one of them had a bottle of Jack Daniels, the other one had toilet paper. And guys, like it was funny. I really hope that this doesn't become like a major issue, because imagine like honestly 2020 has been just a crazy year. I mean, we almost had World War III, in case you like didn't remember that. And then Kobe Bryant died like in a freak helicopter accident, and then coronavirus, and then like murder hornets. I just also like Kim Jong-un, is he dead? Honestly, I don't know. Like, actually no, he's not dead. But he was like in hiding or something, and people thought he was dead. And then did you see his sister? It's crazy. This world is going nuts. Elon Musk had a child. His name is like X AI A12, and his wife or his girlfriend, I don't know if they're married, was like, oh, X is the unknown variable, AI is like, AI. artificial intelligence, and then A12 is their favorite aircraft. So that's how like the next generation is gonna be, I guess. No judgment. It's very interesting. Definitely, this year is crazy, but I think in the end we're all gonna grow from this, whether we want to or not. And it's definitely a new experience, especially because like our world is so fast paced, and then the fact that we all just had to like come to a halt. It's like when you're doing a really, really intense workout and then you just stop and your heart rate is super high and you have to like, you still feel like sort of you still feel the tiredness, you still feel like the burn even after you stopped because it was so intense. It's kind of what it felt like now, and I feel like at this point I'm chill. Some people are not. Some people lived way more fast-paced lives and are now stuck. I know some people, like they haven't even been able to go home or they're quarantined with like strangers. I read an article about this girl who like was quarantined with a guy she met like 2 weeks before, and honestly really feel for her. I mean, even being quarantined with your own family is hard sometimes. And it's been, guys, we'll get through this. Just don't be stupid. Do what you have to do, like wear the mask, stay 6 feet away from people. I don't like wearing a mask. I don't like staying 6 feet away from people, but it's important and it keeps you safe. It keeps other people safe. And you don't want to be the reason why, grandma gets coronavirus. You don't want to be the reason why little, I don't know, Mitch with asthma gets coronavirus. So don't do it. Stay home. There's so much stuff you can do at home, and if you don't have anything to do at home, maybe order something off Amazon to do, like a craft kit. I want to get a craft kit. Like learn to paint, learn a new skill, do something, because there's definitely lots of potential for this time. It can be a really productive time or a really unproductive time, and it's okay if you're not like super hardcore working. Or I know some people are like, oh, you need to learn another language in quarantine. I haven't learned another language. I don't expect you guys to learn another language. I just expect you guys to be smart. Don't go out. Also, let's see. Mother's Day is coming soon. Mother's Day is this Sunday, I believe. So say thank you to your mothers, your grandmothers, your aunts, anyone in your life who is a mother. Because mothers are great. If it wasn't for your mother, you wouldn't be here. And, they're great people. Or like a mother figure in your life, just say thank you to them. They are very important and don't get enough recognition, especially like in quarantine right now. Imagine like having to deal with little kids for like 24/7 all day and they can't go outside and you'll be like, oh, I'm bored. So be kind to your mothers, say thank you to them, be safe. And with that, I think I'm gonna sign off. It was nice talking to you guys. Bye. Okay, so before I actually end this episode, I just wanted to make some announcements. So the first one is I'm trying to make a set schedule for this podcast. So I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do every Thursday, expect a new episode, and that was the main thing. Remember to just follow us on Instagram, follow us on Spotify. That's at Wait and See Podcast. I'm hoping to do a Q&A episode sometime soon. So there will definitely be an Instagram story on the Instagram account where you can send in questions, send in good discussion questions, because you can just get to know me, or you just want to hear about a certain topic. Do that. So with that, bye.